Service Week has come to an end.
And one Troy professor has received an award. Stay tuned, Troy TrojanVision News starts now.
From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network, Troy, Alabama's International University, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for January 25th, 2016. I'm Deborah Bogart.
And I'm Jordan Elston. Thank you for joining us this evening. Friday wrapped up the Martin Luther King Jr. Week of Service, and the Office of Student Learning and Civic Engagement arranged 8 projects throughout the week for students to participate in. On the last day, students went to the Troy Elementary School, and Haley Greathouse has the details.
Loaded down with 5,000 pounds of gravel and gardening equipment, volunteers braved the cold and wet weather to help out at the Troy Elementary School for the last day of the MLK Week of Service.
So we found out that there's a nature trail that's kind of dilapidated at the school, and we thought it would be a good way for us to do some of our service work.
The Office of Civic Engagement partnered with Troy Kiwanis to help revive a nature trail.
The Kiwanis Club of Troy has been working on it for a little while and kind of has a long-range plan for the trail. And so what we're doing is just coming along aside them and providing some manpower assistance with spreading gravel, clearing limbs, things of that nature.
The Kiwanians were glad to have some younger people around.
College kids have got a lot of energy, and they work really hard. So on a practical level, it's great for them to help because they can make our projects go a lot faster.
The week wrapped up with this service project, but volunteers realized that service is something that can happen anywhere.
To me, service means just, not thinking about yourself, always thinking about others, or doing the little things to help people out.
The Office of Student Learning and Civic Engagement has regularly scheduled service projects throughout the week. Haley Greathouse, Troy TrojanVision News.
The Habitat for Humanity service project on Thursday was postponed due to weather, but is rescheduled for this Friday.
Music educators from all across the state gathered in Montgomery on Friday for the 70th Annual Alabama Music Educator Association Conference. And one Troy professor was there to receive an award of her own. Christy Anderson has the story from our Montgomery News Bureau.
Sting, Sheryl Crow, and Andy Griffith were all music teachers before becoming famous performers. But on Friday, the best of Alabama's teachers gathered to receive their own awards for their accomplishments at the annual Alabama Music Educator Association. The AMEA conference is not only a time to celebrate success, but also a chance for the teachers to gain knowledge about better educating their students.
We get together once a year, and all the music teachers, it's a good time to reconnect, and we do a lot of learning. We learn new strategies and things to help teach the students.
This is the 70th Annual AMEA Conference held at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery, where many student educators received awards today, and one Troy University professor received the 2016 Lacey Powell Outstanding Music Educator Award.
This is a statewide award, and I was really, oftentimes it's given to people in the field that are K-12 teachers. The fact that it was a former student actually sent the nomination letter, and then it has to be voted on by the board of officers. So I am just thrilled that Troy University was recognized through me and in this way.
And the award Dr. Orlovsky received was named after a mentor she holds in high regards.
The award is named after Lacey Powell, and Lacey Powell was a strong music educator in the state that was actually the executive director of AMEA back when I first came here. And he was a great mentor, wonderful educator, and the fact that it's named after him makes it even more special.
In Montgomery, Christy Henderson, Troy TrojanVision News.
Dr. Orlovsky is the professor and music director of choirs at Troy University. Every summer, Troy University welcomes new freshmen to campus at the Impact Orientation Sessions. Those sessions are led by current Troy University students.
This week, students who think they might want to be a part of the next group of Impact leaders will have a chance to find out what it takes at an Impact Leader Interest meeting. Sean Kent tells us what they can expect.
Curious about how to help out new Trojans? Then Impact may be for you. Impact Orientation is Troy's way of introducing the university to new students Admissions is currently looking for new leaders to help lead the summer sessions. The first chance to learn about how to become an Impact leader will be this Wednesday. Jacob Grant, the director of Impact, says that anyone could be an Impact leader.
We kind of look for a little bit of everybody because that's what we want to represent as our entire student body. But it always helps having outgoing people who can really reach out and bring in help usher in this next generation of Trojans.
Overall, Grant says it is important for a successful applicant to be able to help tell the Troy story to new students.
Biggest personality trait would probably just be communicative. Someone who's able to communicate well and to really relate to the incoming people, make them feel welcome, be able to engage them and help them, feel like they're being, ushered into a part of something.
Grant also says that it is important to be outgoing to the students.
But just outgoing personality, funny. I got to have a sense of humor. I got to be able to be fairly flexible because it is a pretty high stress, high change environment that they'll be working in over the summer. So just somebody who can handle situations like that pretty well.
Students that become Impact leaders will be leading the students on tours of the campus, team building exercises, and other activities to prepare them for becoming Trojans this summer. Sean Kent, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The first Impact Interest meeting will be Wednesday at 3 p.m. in the Trojan Center Theater.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. Officials say federal disaster assistance is available for people in areas that were hit by storms and floods in late December. A statement from the White House says President Barack Obama signed a disaster declaration that covers 39 of the state's 67 counties, including Blount, Coleman, and Perry.
Talladega County Coroner Shaddix Murphy says that a fire has claimed a woman's life. WBRC TV reports that it happened yesterday afternoon at a camper in the Oak Grove community of Talladega County. Authorities identified the woman as 58-year-old Mary Ann McDaniel.
An Alabama senator says the legislature is considering a raise for education employees with a performance-based model for teachers. Senator Del Marsh says the amount of any raise has yet to be determined.
Still to come on Troy TrojanVision News, the men's and women's basketball teams took on Louisiana Lafayette on Saturday, looking to rebound from their losses against Louisiana Monroe. Ryan Renfro has more coming up in sports.
And some people are cleaning up after winter storms. More on that after the break.
It's going to take days, maybe longer, for millions of people to dig themselves out from underneath a weekend blizzard. I'm Craig Boswell in Washington. That's coming up.
This is DeKeese. She has her bachelor's degree from Troy University and is now pursuing her master's online to grow her career. Soon, she'll have a prestigious graduate degree from Troy, a proud public university that's been helping students achieve their career goals since 1887. Do what you love and be great at it. That's the warrior spirit. Learn more at troy.edu/workingwarrior.
Come on, let's go.
Hey, hi, what's your name? You live around here? You're pretty. Where are you guys going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
Guess it's about time to get you fixed, sweetie.
Your pets will start getting noticed sooner than you think. Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more. Fix at month 4.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
The men's and women's basketball teams were in action on Saturday in Louisiana against the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana Lafayette. Starting things off with the women's team, it was a face-off between the Sun Belt Conference's top offense and its top defense in a battle for second place in the conference standings. The Trojans went into the half with a 29-17 lead and even led by 6 heading into the fourth quarter. But that fourth quarter saw 7 turnovers by the Trojans and a total of just 9 shots taken. The Trojans ended the matchup with 23 turnovers total, falling to Lafayette by a final score of 56-53. So far this season, the Trojans have been successful shooting from beyond the arc, making a Sun Belt best of 8 three-pointers per game. But on Saturday, the team shot just 9 three-pointers and only made 4. After the women's game, the men's team took the court against Lafayette, hoping to snag its second conference win of the season. 10 minutes into the first half, the Trojans had an 18-16 lead, But the final 10 minutes of that first half went the other way as the Raging Cajuns closed out the final 10 minutes on a 33-15 run, taking a 49-31 lead heading into the half. And from then on out, the Trojans struggled to regain the lead as Lafayette ended the game on a 15-5 run, beating the Trojans by a final score of 88-65. With the loss, the Trojans fall to an overall 6-13 record on the season. Both the women's team and the men's team return home tomorrow night to take on the South Alabama Jaguars. The women's team will tip off at 5:15 p.m. and the men's team at 7:30. No luck in Louisiana for the basketball teams, but if you decided to head over to Oklahoma or maybe even down to Florida on Saturday, you would have seen the men's and the women's tennis teams both take home a victory. First things first, in Norman, Oklahoma, at the ITA kickoff weekend, the men's team swept the Roadrunners of Texas at San Antonio on Saturday and looked to do the same on Sunday, but this time against the number 2 ranked Oklahoma Sooners. The Trojans fell to the Sooners by a final of 4-0 in a match that marked the Trojans' 5th straight match against a ranked team to start the season. And down in Florida, the women's team opened up its spring season with a 6-1 loss at Central Florida on Saturday. But on Sunday, the Trojans grabbed their first win of the season, this time a 5-2 win over Stetson. Now also on Sunday, the women's track team competed in the Emory Invitational up in Birmingham, Alabama, and finished 3rd out of the 12 Division I schools competing. Performances in the weight throw and shot put led the way for a successful showing for the Trojans, who collected most of their points from the throwing events. On Sunday, the men's and women's squads will head back up to Birmingham to compete in the New Orleans Invite, hosted by the University of New Orleans.